Have you ever thought, is this it? Is this all there is to my career? That thought is not a warning, it's a clue, and it shows up quiet on a Saturday morning. When your coffee is in hand, nothing is wrong, nothing is on fire, but it's telling you something that's true. You know you could do more, and you know there's something else out there for you, but you can't see past where you are right now. It's fuzzy, it's confusing. You can't quite name it. That's exactly what I want to talk to you about today. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you exactly who I help and what problem I'm solving and why. This is the Company of One podcast. I am Dale Callahan, and here we help ambitious professionals, people who want more, create opportunities, income, and impact from the experience that they already have. So let's talk about this. This isn't a 3 a.m. panic problem. You wake up in the middle of the night and you're worried about what's going on. If you're about to lose your job tomorrow, this episode isn't going to help you. You need to go handle that. This is a Saturday morning problem, the one that I just described. It's not a crisis, just a low hum underneath an otherwise fine life. Everything looks probably good from the outside. There's no framework I'm going to do today, no 3 steps to process, no Marcus story, just the problem and who is it for, just plain and simple. Here's who I'm actually talking to. You're a builder. You're not a spectator. You've read books. You've shown up to the things. You've tried stuff before. Maybe it worked, maybe it didn't, but you've tried. You're not sitting on the sidelines waiting for permission to care about your own life. You're probably making good money. $100,000 a year, maybe a lot more. You're not desperate, you're not behind, but by every measure that's normal, every normal measure, you're doing fine. That's exactly the problem. Because fine is hard to argue with. As a matter of fact, we feel guilty about trying to argue with it. But nobody is going to rescue you from fine. Everybody talks about the desire side of this. More income, more impact, more control, the things I desire. Fine, sure, we all want that. But underneath the desire, there's a fear. And I think the fear is the real engine. So let me just name it for a minute. First, the fear of becoming irrelevant. Not unemployed so much, but just irrelevant. The world changed, the technology changed, the market changed. And some part of you wonders if you changed with it or if you're left behind. Second, the fear of having no options. And this is a big one. It's not about money directly. It's, if this job went away tomorrow, I genuinely don't know what I'd do. That sits in the back of your mind and never fully leaves. Third, the fear of wasting the next 10 years. If you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, it doesn't matter. You start doing the math. Maybe 10, 20 really productive years left. That math causes urgency, whether you want it to or not. Fourth, and this one's the deepest, the fear of being trapped. Now, maybe this is more for guys and gals, I don't know, but I hear this a lot, the fear of being trapped. Not enough freedom, not enough ownership, not enough leverage. You're dependent on an employer, a market, a boss, an institution, if you will. And some part of you hates that dependency. Even if you had never said it out loud at work. And let's be honest, usually we don't say it loud at work. But you put these 4 together and you get one sentence, if you will. I don't want to spend the next 10 years becoming less valuable. That's the fear. That's what's actually running underneath. Something like, I know I'm capable of more. That's what's actually running underneath. I know I'm capable of more. Here's the thing. I'm not telling you this from the outside looking in. I've sat in this exact spot. I've had the job, the title, the paycheck, and still had that quiet Saturday morning thought of, is this it? I've thought I was doing work that mattered, only to find out my boss was measuring something completely different. I had to go figure out the hard way what value I was actually bringing. Not what I assumed I was bringing or even what the boss told me I was bringing, but what I was actually bringing, because I also learned the boss didn't necessarily know. And since then, I've spent years on the other side of this problem, working with people, watching it happen to person after person, students, alumni, people who've come through this show, this podcast for years. Same fear, same fog, different job title. I've seen this pattern enough times now that I can actually spot it before somebody says a word. It's a quiet feeling, and it comes up in your words, whether you know it or not. So when I tell you the answer is already inside what you've built, and that's true, it's inside what you have built, I'm not guessing here. I've lived it and I've watched it. Confirmed over and over with other people. Here's the claim I keep coming back to episode after episode in a dozen different forms. The opportunity you're looking for isn't out there somewhere new, at least in the way we think of it is. It's not a new skill you have to go acquire, a new degree, a new certification, those kind of things. It's not a new market that you have to break into that you know nothing about. It's not some completely different life you have to go build from scratch. It's already inside what you've built, what you've solved, what you've survived. What you've learned the hard way, on the job, in the room under pressure, over years. The reason you can't see the path isn't that you lack capability. It's that you've never actually stopped to take inventory of what you already have. You've been so busy doing the work that you've never sat down and counted it. Quick word on what I'm not doing here, because I think it matters just as much as what I am doing. This isn't therapy. I don't do therapy. This isn't life coaching. This isn't generic motivation, go get them, you can do anything, that kind of thing. There's plenty of voices out there to talk to that. This definitely isn't side hustle or get rich quick anything. You're looking for someone to tell you that everyone can do this, or that it's easy, or that there's a shortcut. If you're looking for those, this isn't your show. But if you already know that you're a builder, you already know you've got more in you than your current role is using, and you just can't see the path yet, that's exactly who I'm talking to every single time. So that's it. That's the whole thing stripped down. A Saturday morning feeling, not a 3 a.m. panic. It's this warm, numb feeling, a fear of becoming less valuable, not just a desire for more. A claim that the answer is already in your hands, not out there somewhere that you haven't looked yet. So again, this is Dale Callahan. This is the Company of One podcast. Love to have you here. Love to be able to help. If this describes you, I'd even love to hear from you. Reach out to me. Talk to you next time.